Snow on the ground, the winter weather is here.
Closings, power outage warnings, and slick road alerts.
And those inches of snow building up overnight.
Yeah, WFMY News 2 at 11 is new and now.
Running a heavy piece of equipment, the night really flies by because you're constantly on your toes. I don't even get sleepy.
They don't get a lot of breaks because they're very busy.
I'm trying to make sure my kids, they are safe. That's the reason I'm here.
Extra food for everybody. And even the infants, toddlers, and twos, everybody.
Snow is taking over the area, and we still think 4 to 7 inches are possible, but there is an area to watch that could see much more.
They're shoveling snow. It looks, like it doesn't weigh a whole lot, but snow adds up.
Well, right now, the biggest snowstorm of the season, it is coming down and building all over the Piedmont Triad. We're expecting 4 to 7 inches. Even more is possible if factors hit some areas just so. And we're watching the roads, the power lines, and emergency crews tonight as this story develops right now. And the winter storm warning continues until noon. I am here in the weather garden watching it come down. It is light, it is airy, and it is relentless. Frank.
And I'm here on Windover Avenue in Greensboro, East Windover, where the roads are not too bad, but it's going to change. And there is a threat that the power crews are watching for of downed trees and power lines.
So let's head over now to Grant here in the weather garden with me watching it come down.
Let's set up for our dealie here.
You're watching this thing as it changes by the moment.
Yeah, for sure. The snow arrived sometime around 8 o'clock. I'm surprised you can see the weather maps here. I can hardly see the camera. The snow is coming down so hard right now, and we have a lot more moisture heading in our direction. Right now, it's just snow across the entire area. I'm going to pause it here so you can really get a good picture of what's happening right now. Those darker hues there really indicating where the heavier snow is. A little bit lighter snow back through the southwestern triad right now, up into the western foothills, but finding heavier snow now in southern Alamance County, Chatham County, finding a pocket of heavier snow that extends into eastern Guilford County and right out of northeastern Davidson County headed towards High Point. It's going to continue to snow pretty much from now until around, we'll say 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning of just persistent snow. This is a time lapse as the snow moved into Greensboro, and since around probably 10:30 of snow, we've had a lot of snowflakes there on our Skycam camera lens there. So here's what we're thinking. 4 to 7 still is on point for what we were forecasting earlier on, but we are still watching this area where we could get that sweet spot of a band of heavy snow that develops as we head through the overnight. Again, the heaviest of the snow isn't expected until really now, until 4 o'clock in the morning. So the heaviest of the snow is here with us, 4 to 7 inches. But again, some places could get more than that in that sweet spot. We'll talk more about that later on the newscast. Scattered snow continues from 4 until 7 o'clock in the morning. Road conditions will be at their worst at that point. Throughout the second half of the morning, the snow tapers off and we can start the cleanup.
Well, meantime, Guilford County, Winston-Salem, Forsyth, and Alamance, Burlington. Those are just some of the school systems that have called off classes for tomorrow, Frank.
And you can tell by my jacket, this is the large clumpy snow, and it's coming down hard. It's coming down steady. Take a look at what's happened here. This is in Greensboro. Last, hour and a half. We got a pretty good amount of snow here on the ground. And you step over here to the asphalt. I want to show you what this is going to look like even on our roads. It's slush. Not ice, but slush. So here we are. It's past 11 o'clock. You might not be ready yet, and Emily Spain's going to show you that if you haven't gotten what you needed yet, you're probably out of time right now.
Yeah, all the stores are closed, but we saw that buying frenzy earlier today. The grocery stores, the hardware stores, even the gas stations had lines. Take a look at some of the things I saw.
I should have filled up yesterday.
From the gas station,
gotta make the car heavier in case I need to drive.
to the grocery store.
Just pick up some things for the storm comes.
The threat of snow got people prepping. A lot of people.
Crazy. I think everybody's here tonight.
Crowded aisles, empty shelves, and long lines. That's what greeted folks running errands.
I said, oh my gosh, I need to pull in and work on my patience a little bit.
Some are stocking up with what you might expect.
Well, first of all, everybody buys up all the milk and the bread, so we come on out to get that.
Others?
No, we don't do the bread milk. We do cheese puffs and popcorn and movies.
The snowstorm basics, just in case that frosty weather keeps you stuck inside.
I just want to make sure that I stay prepared.
I would suggest not waiting until the last minute.
Yeah, so let's say you didn't make it out to the stores today. So here are some everyday items you can find around your house that you can use. For example, didn't get the chance to get a shovel? Well, how about trying out your broom, for example, or even a dustpan that you can use to scoop up snow and get rid of it. Also, if you didn't get a chance to get an ice scraper, how about a kitchen spatula? Just make sure it's not made of metal. And a couple of things you can do to make sure your car is weather ready. Put some old socks over your windshield wipers to protect them from getting all icy and snow covered. You can also put large freezer bags over your mirrors to keep them from getting snow on them as well. So just a couple everyday things you can find in your kitchen. Frank.
And you're probably in that position right now if you didn't get stuck in line earlier today at some of the stores. Emily, great story. Thanks so much. So we got to start explaining the school calendar now, don't we? We're trying to figure out the schedule. That takes a little investigation. Guilford County schools and many other districts have closed for tomorrow, obviously. So that means another change and the running out of the snow days. So 2 wants to know what factors they consider when it comes to how to make up for those days. First, you need to know that state law requires 180 days of instruction or 1,025 hours. That's a whole lot of time that they've got to make up. So in addition to that, they have 11 state holidays, and the law requires that each start and end date is the same each year or doesn't go past a certain amount. 9 to 10 teacher work days are included, 10 teacher vacation days. Guilford County Schools has already taken 1 day out of spring break. They've tacked on a couple days to the end of the school year, and Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has tacked on 3 days to the end of the school year, so we're losing some of our summer, Julie.
So when the governor issues a state of emergency, kids might not have to make up the missed days. The governor declared the state of emergency earlier today because of this. The roads, they are expected to get very messy from county by county. Here's a live look at right now from our North Carolina DOT cameras. You can see not many people on the roadways right now. It is late at night. Hopefully people continue to stay off the roads when it comes morning time. So right now it is crunch time for emergency teams as well as road crews, and moving through the night and into the morning. Want to make sure that they were there when you need them if you happen to. So WFMY News 2's Morgan Hightower found out what they're doing to avoid exhaustion during their extended shifts. Morgan.
Well, all across the Triad, road crews are working while you are sleeping to clear the snow. And our first responders are always on the job. You know that. But with weather like this, it makes their shifts that much more demanding.
We've been running 24 hours around the clock.
After 3 snow events in the past 2 weeks, road crews in High Point expect their schedules to be changed.
My normal work schedule is from 7 in the morning till 5:30 in the afternoon.
But it's different now because of the winter weather. Clyde Tate started his shift at 7 p.m.
I sleep pretty much through the day to prepare for the night because I know I was going to be up all night.
16 trucks will plow High Point's roads overnight. 25 crews will be out in Winston-Salem, double that in Greensboro. All 3 cities operate on a 12-hour rotation, so workers are guaranteed time to rest. EMS workers are on the same shift.
Technically critical for our staff to be, alert, be ready to go.
To help with what's expected to be a busy night, extra staff is called in.
We can't afford any mistakes, and failure certainly is not an option for us.
Well, EMS crews follow this advice to avoid weather fatigue, stay hydrated, stay warm, and take breaks when necessary.
We're certainly grateful for all that they do. Also, another place that could be busy, Cone Health. They put out cots in case their employees could not get home because of all of this, all of the snow. Well, crews do plan to work around the clock to make sure that they can clear the roads as quickly as possible. The city divides and conquers when it comes to clearing roads, and they're separated into priority 1, priority 2, and then it comes down to your neighborhood, so you're lower on the priority list. If you do take a closer look at downtown Greensboro, you can see all the roads just in that one area that need clearing. That is a lot of roads, but zoom out to the bigger picture and you can see the priority 1 roads, the first ones that need to get cleared. There's a lot of those as well. That's why it can take days for crews to clear some areas. Well, the governor said today that we are lucky because most of the snow will be falling when people are sleeping. But anybody hitting the roads in the morning could encounter a real mess. So right now on the phone, we have David Munoz with the City of Greensboro Maintenance Department. Mr. Munoz, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. What kind of problems are you seeing on the roadways right now?
Well, in the last hour, we have some accumulation on the road now. Roads have gotten a little slicker. Early on, we had salted our priority 1 and working on our priority 2 streets. We're currently waiting on at least an accumulation of 2 to 3 inches before we start our plowing.
All right, so you're waiting until it accumulates a little bit more. So what are your biggest concerns with this? Because we are expected maybe up to 7 inches, possibly even more in some areas.
Our biggest concern is road safety for the citizens. We don't want people to come out in the morning and, just come out here and just think everything is going to be cleared out. We have a plan. We usually, from the last snowflakes that fall, we like to have our priority 1 and priority 2 streets cleared out within 48 hours. That's our goal.
And lastly for you, how many crews are out there? How will you ensure the safety of our drivers?
I have 40 trucks out right now with 40 drivers. Right now, like I said earlier, we're just trying to keep up with the amount of snowfall. When we get the plowing and resalting again, and hopefully temperatures will rise later on in the week, and that'll also help with clearing the roads.
Thank you so much, Mr. Munoz, and be safe out there. Frank.
Thank you.
Well, brine everywhere, and let me show you why. I'm going to step out of this shot real fast. The streets look a lot different than they did when we began this newscast. When we started, it was slushy. Now it's still slushy, but it's a whiteout condition here. So the brine, of course, is the main way that they deal with this. And with several inches on the ground, there's going to still be plenty to plow. DOT crews in Davidson, Davie, Forsyth, and Stokes counties use nearly 90,000 gallons of brine on our interstates in the area. But while brine adds to safety, it turns out it can be costly for your car. Did you know every year around the nation, state and local crews spend more than $2 billion on snow and ice control? And according to AAA, drivers spend $6.5 billion repairing the salt corrosion on paint and other metal parts of their cars. So we're going to talk to Chief Meteorologist Grant Gilmore here. So the thing that makes this storm different, and I was talking to some of the crews in Greensboro, is the fact that it's warmer now and we won't have the same issues with the bonding and the ice on the roads. The brine should help out, Grant, but this time I guess, the deep freeze is not here, and that's going to be a benefit.
Absolutely right, yeah, and just like what David Munoz was just saying on the telephone, saying how temperatures were warmer and then will actually be warmer after the snow stops to fall. Have a look here. I'm looking ahead at the next 48 hours. Now, tonight will be at or slightly below freezing, but even that sort of helps out those road crews. The salt is able to help out a little bit more. We drop down below freezing through early tomorrow morning, but into tomorrow afternoon, we'll probably have a good 8 to 10 hours, I think, with temperatures at or slightly above freezing. So that will allow for melting. So a lot of the road crews will be able to get out there and really be able to help treat those roads. And then obviously the warm temperatures will help melt the snow as well. Now we'll drop below freezing again overnight, Thursday night into Friday morning, but Friday afternoon, while still in the 30s, once again, we are above freezing for more melting.
We certainly are not the only ones impacted by this snow system. The snow moved our way from the south and the west. That means before it got here, it hit Atlanta. More than 1,300 commercial flights were canceled nationwide. More than 500 of those in Atlanta, a major air travel hub.
And we've got snow reports coming in from all over the area. We want to say thank you for the photos. Keep them coming. #GotSnow on Twitter. Started seeing the reports coming around 8 o'clock tonight in some of the counties like Randolph and such. And some of them came in a little earlier than that. Look at some of these photos, though. We've got one from Sharon using the snow tag, and one out of Burlington taking a look at the snow coming down there, the big flakes, the big beautiful ones. And there's the hashtag, Got Snow. Don't forget, share the photos with us. It really helps us show you what's happening around the area. You can post, of course, on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page. We're here for the balance of the half hour. And of course, you can go to WFMYnews2.com. We'll be back for more snow coverage in a moment.
Julie Luck, Frank Mickens, Grant Gilmore, Liz Crawford. You're watching WFMY News 2 at 11.
The winter weather is here, and it is going to be leaving a mess while you sleep. Here's a live look over Greensboro right now. We are checking in with emergency crews. So far, no major accidents report on the roads. Glad to hear that. Let's take a look at the DOT cameras. Look at all that snow, but glad to see traffic is moving. Not too many people out there. It is that time of night, though. But we are told the overnight snow could be a good thing because drivers are off the road for now. But in the morning, it could be a different story.
Well, it's not all fun and games out here. The snow that's falling is heavy, and that could be hard to move. WFMY News 2's Morgan Hightower, in fact, talked to EMS that has a warning about how we deal with this snow.
Well, Frank, you know, it's been snowing here since about 9:30, and I want to do a quick estimate to see how much snow we've gotten. And it looks like a little bit more than an inch here, and you know we're supposed to get several more inches before the night is over. And I want to show you something. I have a snow shovel here as a demonstration. I'm going to move some of this. And you know, what's been interesting about the snow is that it's really heavy, it's very dense, and honestly, just that much was kind of hard to move. I did a little break I gave myself a little leeway during the break, I have to be honest with you. But imagine scooping your driveway. Think about how many scoops it would take to clear it. Think about how much heavier it is going to be with all of that snow. And so the point is, snowing your driveway is a tough task. A lot of people think they can handle, but EMS says they get calls every year that prove otherwise.
It looks, like it doesn't weigh a whole lot, but snow adds up. And so we get out there doing that very, energy consuming exercise, and it puts a work on the body, and specifically the cardiovascular system and the heart.
Chris Wilson with Guilford County Emergency Management says cardiac arrest and heart attacks are not rare this time of year. If you choose to work out in the snow, Wilson says know your limits. If you get tired, take a break. If you start feeling pain, do not overlook it.
If you start developing any kind of chest pain, a lot of times we associate that to pulled muscles. So we want to be very, we're out doing exercise and strenuous work. We think, hey, we just pulled a muscle. That may not be the case.
Some other warning signs of a possible cardiac arrest is, of course, the tightness in the chest, sudden loss of breath, and sudden weakness. And some other calls that EMS gets this time of year are, as you can imagine, slips and falls and car crashes.
And also, Guilford County EMS has added more staff to make sure they have 25 trucks on the road. Morgan, thank you so much. And Morgan mentioned that this is heavy.
Right.
It's going to be difficult to move around. It is really fluffy, but there's some weight to it.
Well, actually, hold on right here. I want to show you something. I made a snowball earlier, and feel this. I know you don't have gloves on, so, I mean, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very wet and heavy snowball.
Kids will like this because they can make snowmen out of this.
Yes, but it hurts. It hurts, and it's heavy when you're shoveling it, so,
Don't throw that at me.
No, I'm not going to throw it at you. Hashtag Got Snow, that's what we're talking about. Let's get right to the weather maps here. Let's talk about things as we head on into the night. Heaviest of the snow expected as we go into the overnight hours. Here's what we've seen so far with our snowfall reports. Asheboro, 2.5 inches of snow. Now, again, these are constantly changing. So Asheboro, if you're saying, I've got more than that, you probably do. Denton around 2 inches, High Point 1.5 inches. I just updated these. So Greensboro right around an inch. Here officially at WFMY News 2, we have around an inch of snow. But of course, there's more coming down, so we probably have a little bit more than that since I updated that graphic. So here's the radar right now, finding a little break in the activity, but we are expecting still for heavier snow to develop as we go into the overnight. Those darker hues there down towards Montgomery, Moore County, finding some pockets of moderate to heavy snowfall. Alamance, Orange County, finding some heavy snow. Back towards southern Wilkes County, a little break in the action. Don't worry, it's not done. You'll have more snow, a lot more moisture building up from the south and west. So the snow will continue to fall, but you see down east, yeah, some places down towards Wilmington finding just rain. Temperatures have just now dropped to around freezing. That's why you're seeing the roads getting bad quickly. I've seen a lot of your pictures. I'm trying to retweet a lot of them because the roads are getting bad now with temperatures near freezing. So expect conditions to get much worse, much quicker from here on out. Widespread snow continues. We're watching for this band to develop where we could find some pretty heavy snowfall that could accumulate to higher than what we're currently thinking. And maybe even a wintry mix with some light sleet mixing in. That's not a huge likelihood, but it's possible. Otherwise, the snow continues to push off to the east as we go through tomorrow morning. Again, I'm thinking 4 to 7 inches of snow, but there is that possibility that a few localized spots get a little bit more, and then there is also a small possibility that you get a little bit more between 2 and 4 inches of snow. So drawing out the map, putting it out there for you, 4 to 7, that's the general rule across the Piedmont Triad. Areas north may see a little less, 2 to 4 inches. Areas south down towards Montgomery and Moore County see 2 to 4. And then there's going to be that area to watch that could get pockets of higher totals than that 4 to 7 inches. There goes our storm system tomorrow morning. It will clear the coast, and we're pretty much done with any accumulating snow, maybe a couple of flurries through the afternoon. And then we'll see a reinforcing push of relatively cool air. High temperatures staying in the 30s as we head through the next couple of afternoons. For the rest of tonight, though, that moderate to heavy snow continues, expecting 4 to 7 inches of snow. Temperatures staying right there, slightly at or below freezing, and then warming into the mid and upper 30s. So above freezing tomorrow afternoon. Again, with that will help with a lot of those road crews clearing the roads. A few points to consider as you go into the thick of the storm. Heaviest of snow is still yet to come. The travel, though, will be treacherous from here on out until those road crews really get working overnight. And like we were talking, yeah, the snow is going to be heavy, a very wet snow. So when you're out there shoveling tomorrow, really, really take your time. If you need to take some breaks, do it. It's okay. The snow's not going to go anywhere. Here's the 7-day forecast real quick. Again, above freezing for the next few afternoons. We bring in the chance of rain on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But look at that, high temperatures the first part of next week in the 50s. We'll be right back after the break.
Yes, there might be snow out there now, but the weather did not stop the game from going on. We have Virginia and Wake Forest. To the highlights we go. Look, there's Cody Miller-McIntyre. He's honored for topping the 1,000 career point mark. Here's Darius Leonard for 3. Aaron Roundtree, he goes up for the slam. But UVA, I'll tell you what, they're not ranked number 2 for nothing. Malcolm Brogdon, he grabs the rebound, scores, and 1. UVA's up 21 at the half tonight. Then Brogdon to Anthony Gill, the High Point native. He scores there with a slam. He'll score again, and again. 11 points for Gill. Virginia wins it 70-34. And another big game had number 4 Duke in Blacksburg taking on Virginia Tech. This is in the first half. Devin Wilson with the rebound, the layup, and 1, and the crowd loves it. But Duke down 8 in the second. Here's Quinn Cook. He drains it. It's clutch, 52-47. Duke's still down. Now Duke's down by 1. Look at that. Winslow misses. Jaleel Okafor is there to put it back. This one goes into overtime. Can you stand it? Quinn Cook's 3, that is the game changer. Duke escapes 91-86 in overtime. We're coming back after this.
The unofficial got snow. Reading here, about 2 inches here in the grass, unofficially 2 inches. Guilford County, Alamance, Burlington, Winston-Salem, Forsyth County schools closed tomorrow. We've got all the updates on our website, WFMYnews2.com. The threat of power lines going down is still out there as well, Jewel.
So in sum, we are not done with the storm yet, not even close.
Yeah, Frank says it's unofficial. That's an official reading from Frank Mickens out there with his got snow stick.
He's a
Don't let him, exactly. 4 to 7 inches of snow is what we're thinking. Still an area to watch out there that could get a little bit more than that, but in total, it's going to be a lot of snow. The roads are dangerous. They're going to continue to be dangerous until the road crews can get out there and clear the roads through tomorrow morning. So, just stay in your backyard, stay in your neighborhood, have a good time, find ways to enjoy the snow and don't make it more dangerous than it has to be.
Absolutely. Our crews are here all night long. The Good Morning Show starts at 4 a.m.
That's right. Home run.